G'day Facebook, Scott from Cleaning Excellence here again. Haven't done a live for a while. We've been a little bit busy, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I've been releasing a few pieces of content over the last few days, probably since last Thursday or Friday, on things that we are doing, things that you can do and we can do as a community to help in the current situation. Look, everyone's a little anxious. Everyone's got a little bit of fear at the moment, a little bit unsure what's going to happen next. But I think some of the best advice we can all adhere to is listening to the government, the Department of Health, following their instructions. And if we do that, then we're all going to get through this over the next, weeks and months. One of the things that the government keep talking about, in the Department of Health at least, is to deal with any viral infection. There are certain protocols that we can take and put into place. So the first one is to clean and sanitize. So we've always cleaned and sanitized since we started this business 10 years ago. We've always chosen to use good quality antibacterial disinfectants, and we'll continue to do that. These things do chemicals do two things, obviously. They help us to clean and sanitize. We've always focused primarily on the cleaning element. It's cleaning excellence. It's what we are as a business. But obviously right now it's important to discuss the sanitizing element as well. But one of the things that's probably most important that the Department of Health has released is that if a surface has any, especially organic matter, so if it's dirty, has any sort of body fluid, anything really, it's not enough to just sanitize that surface. You actually have to clean it as well. You have to get rid of that biological matter as well as sanitizing. So that's where cleaning comes in more than just, say, spraying Glen 20. Glen 20 is great. It will help reduce bacterial and viral infections. But if, for example, there's biological matter in the toilet that hasn't been cleaned out, spraying it isn't going to be enough to deal with that. So that's one of the first things that we would recommend, that you clean surfaces and sanitize them as regularly as possible. Now, the other thing we're looking to do, and I've released a statement on here and to our clients yesterday, we're going to use some personal protection equipment, so PPE. Now, one of the things that I will change from yesterday, and I should have known better, but I'll get to that in a minute, is the mask. But gloves. So as you can see here, we have always used rubber gloves. We're obviously going to continue to use gloves. This is more for our protection than yours. Obviously, cleaning people's toilets mean that we come in contact with things that aren't particularly pleasant sometimes. So gloves are something we've always used, and we'll continue to use them. One of the other things that I've hoping to procure for all the team, and I have been able to do today, is some protective glassware. Again, this is more to protect us. Again, if we are cleaning a surface and we splash into our face or into our eyes, then that could be a problem. So that's there. I had said that we would be using masks, and I knew better from my previous life. Once upon a time, I actually went to university and did biotechnology. One of my main areas that I was interested in studying was virology, which is the study of viruses. And I know that using masks doesn't protect you from coming into contact with a viral infection. If someone coughs in your face and you're wearing a mask, you're just as likely to develop that disease as if you would if you weren't wearing a mask. One of the most useful things for masks is if you are sick, it's harder for you to spread the infection by coughing, because it'll be captured by the mask. And one of the things it's really important to understand that this is a transmission through droplets. So if I cough or sneeze into the air and I'm infected, those particles go around, around you, and if it lands on someone else, especially on their face or their hands, and then they touch their face, there's a good chance that they will be able to get infected with COVID-19, which is why social distancing of 1.5 metres is in place, because it just severely reduces your risk of infection if you're not close enough to someone who is infected and they sneeze or cough. So we're not going to, on the advice of the government, I've done a training course, a refresher course through the Department of Health today. they're wanting people who are not infected to not use masks because it's reducing their availability for medical workers and things. And obviously that's probably more important than just us using them as a cleaner. So we're not going to use masks, and obviously we'll ask our team to do that training as well. One of the very best things that we can do as people is just don't touch your face. That's probably going to do more than a mask will ever do in terms of reducing the chance of you spreading anything for that matter, but especially COVID-19. So in short, we're on top of things here. I'm constantly reviewing material released by the government on how to best go about our daily business. We're still open for business. If anything, I think we're probably more important now than we were a week or two ago. So if you're, have any concerns or would like to just ask some questions, feel free to reach out to us here at Cleaning Excellence. Send us a private message or comment on this post. Either way would be fine. I'd be happy to help you. And yeah, hopefully we can all get out of this at the other end and do well as a population. All right, guys. Try to have a good day, what's left of it, and I'll speak to you soon.